Hello everyone. Today I will talk about raw images, but instead of a comparison between 8-bit JPEG images versus higher bit depth raw images, I'll be talking about something a little different. By using a higher bit depth raw image, you get more shades per channel, but also you set yourself up for editing in higher bit depth. Even though most of our output media, whether it's a coffee table book, a large TV, or computer monitor, is limited to 8-bit, this elevation in the bit depth helps us avoid calculation errors introduced by 8-bit presentation. And these errors are cumulative. So more you post-process, more you need this higher bit depth format for post-processing. Today's discussion focuses on an unusual setup. I want to show you that without saving images in RAW format in your camera, you can still benefit from higher bit depth workflow. That makes a huge difference if it works. Downside of saving images in camera in RAW format are enormous. RAW images are large, they slow down shooting, necessitate expensive memory cards, and you must worry about many multitudes of raw formats and conversion hassles. Okay, so let's see the problem in action. I'm going to work this image. It's not a great image. It has some noise in the windows, but I'm going to focus on this window area and show you what happens when we use an 8-bit image. You see that there's some noise. It's an older photo, but the levels of shades are quite smooth. There's no banding that we see right now. I'm going to start with a curve. I don't know if you're familiar with curves, but curves, in this case, I'm going to use a simple linear curve such as this. What this does is, as you can see from the preview as well, darkens the image in a linear fashion, one quarter amount, and applies to the whole gamut. And we're applying to all RGB channels here. And I saved this curve here, and it is here. And this curve is also hooked up to an action that I'll repeatedly apply. So let me go ahead and apply this curve 5 times, and let's see the result. You see the darkening of the image, and I will stop at this point. Now I'm going to design a inverse curve. In this case, this curve will do the opposite of what we just did, which is lighten the image about a quarter. And so again, I have another action that's hooked up to this curve, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it 5 times. And one would think that we come back to where we started, but if we zoom into the screen area, the window area, you're going to see that there are quite a lot of color fringing and also banding. Certain levels of grays or shades disappeared. What that made is really a mess here in the original image. This was, even though it was noisy, it was quite smooth. So you can see the 8-bit image processing problems firsthand right here. Okay, now let's go back and reload our image and take it through the proposed method. So I'm going to change my image mode to this JPEG image that came, the original image that we started with, to a 16-bit per channel image. And I'm going to employ the same curves that I designed in the first step. So I will start with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps of darkening, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite and apply 5 steps of lightening to the image. Now let's go ahead and look into those windows. As you can see, we are very close to the original image. None of the problems that exhibited themselves with the 8-bit processing is here anymore. And this is in fact very close to the original image. So I think this shows that even though we started with the same JPEG, but increased the bit depth to 16-bit as the first step of our post-processing, we benefited greatly.